Hey guys, it's Max, and this is my video on the A6300's video autofocusing performance. Now the footage you guys are seeing here is all completely autofocus, and this is from an event in Miami that Sony put out for the press to test out this new camera and a couple of their new lenses. So this is a 24-70 right here, tracking, and you guys are seeing that it's doing a pretty good job. That first shot, the person was really close to me and he got farther and farther away, and it did a great job tracking. So this here is a 70-200 f4. So on the crop body, it's giving you a 300mm equivalent field of view and 5.6 as far as your depth of field compared to full frame. So you guys see there, the guy was really close to me moving out. It tracked it really well. And all these shots, you see it's quick to lock on and it does a great job. So even though it looks like I'm fairly close, this is at 300mm. So the subject, when he's on that farther end coming up, he's really far away from me, even though it doesn't look like it when you're looking at the actual video itself. So the camera does a fantastic job locking on quick and tracking them as they come directly closer to me, and they're going really fast. And then they turn to the side, so they're going horizontally, and they start pulling away from me as well. So the subject is staying perfectly in focus. So I was just very, very impressed. This definitely matches up with Canon's dual pixel autofocus system or the Samsung NX1s, and the A6300 has 425 focus points, so it basically covers the whole sensor. And I had it set to the wide mode, so it basically is in full automatic. It chooses where the focus points are, what it wants to do, and as you see, it does a good job. The subjects came from far away to really close to me, and it tracked it really well. Now I did notice that the 120 frames per second at 1080p did a little bit worse. It was maybe a little bit slower at focusing compared to the 4K, maybe because of more processing power. Not exactly sure, but I did notice a little bit of that. But overall, both did a great job. You guys saw it shift focus there to that beam or whatever that was. So it shifted, and then it shifted back really quickly. And so that was probably like a slower pan. You notice on some of the earlier shots, when I was going faster, it didn't do that. It stayed on the subject. And this is not set to any subject tracking or anything like that, just fully automatic. So I'm very, very impressed. These shots here, it's just some slow tilting there between different subjects at different distances away from me. So it's shifting focus fairly well, and it looks pretty good. Now, Sony has a ton of different options as far as the tracking, what pixels you want to use or the focus points you want to use, and they actually even have the speeds that it shifts focus at. So this is a normal, so there's 3 settings: fast, slow, and normal. And if you want to go for that look that's basically like a manual focus puller would do, you can put into slow, so it'll be a little slower than what this is. But you guys see, I'm fairly close to this plant right here, and it's just doing a great job. And it's not hunting back and forth like a different camera would, say the A7S II. Sometimes it just like, to confirm focus, it'll lock on focus, go slightly out of focus, and then back on. You're not getting any of that. So that really kind of gets you out of the scene when you're seeing that focusing. I do use a mix of autofocus and manual focus. I used to do just all manual focus, but if you have a usable system, it is useful for some shots. So for example, you see the car pop in focus right here, very smooth. You can make that a little bit slower if you would like. Now this test here is basically a face tracking autofocus test. So if you're a one-man shooter and you want to record yourself, especially if you are going to be moving around a little bit, this is definitely helpful. And especially because the A6300 doesn't have a flip out screen, if you can set it and you know it's going to do the job, it's very, very nice to have something like this, and this is something that I definitely do use. So you guys saw there, I stepped back into frame and it locked on really quick. Even though I was walking in sideways where my face isn't fully visible, it locked on and then locked onto my face, and it's doing a great job tracking. Now this is with the 24-70 2.8. I have it set at 2.8 and 35mm, which is about a 50mm equivalent on full frame. It's doing a good job tracking back and forth. The distance that I'm moving right there is probably about 10 feet, maybe 12 about, and I'm definitely happy with it. Now, one issue that the A7R2 and A7S2 has, when you're locked on the face like this, it actually shifts between your eyes and your ears, and usually you can't notice that on the face, but in the background you notice the focusing shifting. But as you guys saw there, the background is perfectly still. It's not shifting back and forth between the eyes and the ears, and you're not getting that background moving around. So that was one thing I was definitely looking for to test, and it's very, very impressive. So this is definitely the best video autofocusing Sony camera, and I think it matches the dual pixel autofocus of the Canon and the autofocusing system of the NX1, which were the best systems around. So here, even turned around, it's still picking me up, not shifting to the background. It knows that I am the main subject. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and make sure to join the A6300 Facebook group. All those links are in the video description.